Hello, I'm Dango Rose. Welcome to the Mountaineer Podcast, where everybody's listening. The Mountaineer brings you the latest news of the Peak to Peak region, in print, online, through our podcast, social media, and special publications. Now, listen in to the latest news of the area with our local journalists.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Jamie Lammers, and welcome to Music of the Mountains, where to be and what to see, brought to you by the Mountaineer Podcast. We're back to our regularly scheduled Music of the Mountains episode with a musician featured every week. And today, I've brought on a musician that I connected with the help of a previous guest, Sarah Minto Sparks. I'm super excited to bring on today's guest, Joey Palermino.
Yeah, so do you just mind introducing yourself real quick?
Yeah, my name is Joey Palermino. I've lived in Colorado for about 8 years now. I'm originally from the East Coast in Maryland, and I felt like I've really found a home out here. Really love the music scene, and yeah, it's a lot to do.
Sweet. And you'll be performing at Busey Bruce very soon. You'll be performing a solo show there very soon.
That is correct, yes.
Sweet. Are you excited to perform there again? I'm assuming you jumped in and out of performances over there.
Yeah, I've played there once before. I played there probably like early summer last year. It's a really awesome place to play. Good sound, and I like how they can run the sound throughout the restaurant, so you're not just like confined to the room that you're playing in. Everyone can hear it. Last time I played, I had a couple friends sit in with me, played some like bluegrass style songs, and it was a really fun time.
For sure. So how did you get started in music in the first place? What was the initiation for you? How have you developed your music over the years? All that background stuff.
Yeah. So my dad, he played piano and keyboard actually, and so we always kind of had as a family, we always had an interest in music. I have 3 siblings, and like kind of at a younger age, my parents started putting me in choruses. So like in elementary school, middle school, I was in like the school choir, and that kind of progressed through high school and college. Yeah, high school I was in like the chamber chorus, and in college I was in a men's a cappella group called Special Guest. And I always like played guitar. I'm kind of self-taught, so I've never really taken like actual lessons with guitar. But after college, lived in Memphis for a handful of years and played a little bit there, both live and just with friends, and that kind of progressed from there. But once I moved to Colorado, I found the music scene here, and especially the bluegrass picking scene, and really made some like awesome friends and connections that really pushed me to go to the next level, if you will.
That's awesome. Yeah. Were there any particular influences that have kind of stuck out to you over the years? And this can also transition into, for those of you who are tuning in and excited for the Caribou Current first issue, which is coming out in February. Along with those inspirations, are there a few albums in general that have really inspired your sound, especially over the years?
Yeah, absolutely. So to kind of go like classic music, my parents always played like Billy Joel, James Taylor in the car for us growing up on road trips. So, and there's this one album in particular by James Taylor called Sweet Baby James that has a lot of his like early hits on it that really stuck with me. And I always like loved his acoustic playing, and yeah, I just like love his songwriting and got to see him live a few times over the years. He was definitely a family favorite of ours. In terms of like more modern albums, I'm a big fan of Billy Strings, and in particular the Home album. I think every song on that album is amazing, and Billy Strings in particular has really kind of pushed me to become a better guitar player, obviously, because he's arguably the best guitar player on the planet. So that's in terms of bluegrass, that's a big one. The Steel Drivers, that's Chris Stapleton's early band before he like really went on a solo path. But there's an album that came out in 2008 called The Steel Drivers by the Steel Drivers, self-titled, and if you listen to that one, that has a lot of his like early like gritty bluegrass hits, which I absolutely love. And then there's another band I've really come to love over the years, a band called Dawes. They're more indie rock. They have this really cool like California Laurel Canyon sound, kind of like Jackson Browne, but there's this one album that sticks out to me called Nothing Is Wrong, which I love every song off that album as well. And Taylor Goldsmith, the leader of that band, kind of makes me want to become a better songwriter, because I just think he's one of the best modern songwriters out there.
For sure. And so it sounds like acoustic and bluegrass is kind of where you've leaned to a lot over the years. And so was there anything in general that stuck out to you about that style, especially early on?
Yeah, so it's just really the community aspect of it. I love getting together with friends. Some of my best friends here in Colorado are people I met at Bluegrass Picks when I moved here 8 years ago. And I've always really liked country style music. Not so much like the modern country here on the radio, but like more like the red dirt country, older country from like the 80s and 90s. And that's really been a big influence on me as well. But yeah, I love the bluegrass scene, and it's really encouraging. Like a lot of my friends come to my shows, and like when I say people like sit in, like if I tell like my friends I'm playing somewhere, they'll usually like bring their mandolin or guitar or banjo and sit in and play a couple songs with me during my sets.
For sure. I assume you've also been writing your own songs over the years as well, and so, or in general, just performing for a long, long time. And so, how long have you kind of embraced your own stylings? How long have you been writing or performing in general? All that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, going back with performing, I've been technically performing live since I was in elementary school with the choruses and all throughout college with that. But really within kind of at my tail end of my time in Memphis and then coming into Colorado, that's when I really hit my stride and wanting to like play more live. But songwriting is still like relatively new to me. I have a bunch of songs that I've written that I play, but I hear all these like great songs like that Tyler Childers writes or anything along those lines. And like I get kind of like a writer's block sometimes with songwriting because I feel like I have to write the perfect song, but really you can write a song about anything. And that's kind of what I've learned. And if you write a very simple song, you can always build on it and make it more complex as you go.
For sure. And what do you love most about being able to share the music you write and perform in general with people? What is most rewarding for you about that?
Yeah, it's about like I really like sharing my experiences, whether it be through songwriting, whether it's conversation with friends, hanging out with family members, but it's really just sharing my life experiences and in an artistic way. That's been definitely the most rewarding part.
For sure. And in terms of performing in general, do you love particularly performing solo or duo or just in various capacities? You know, where do you stand? What do you particularly love? What kind of capacity do you love performing in most?
Yeah, so I've played in like bluegrass bands in the past and with like vocal ensembles, but I'm definitely in like a solo era right now and just trying to kind of build my own brands and see where that takes me. But I still like to play in bluegrass ensembles. I also play bluegrass mandolin, and I'm learning like country style electric guitar as well. So like my friend Josh Ray, I played a gig with him last month and played electric guitar with him, and it was a lot of fun. And he's very similar style, kind of like that folk country bluegrass sound. He plays in a band called a couple bands, Mighty Holler and Brandywine and the Mighty Fines.
Oh yes, sweet. I've interviewed Brandywine and the Mighty Fines before, and they are a great group.
Oh yeah, they're some of my best friends here in Colorado, and they're just both of them. They're just extremely supportive, and same thing with Elle Michelle. She plays a lot with them, like very supportive, very encouraging to really push my musical career forward. And Josh is also my he's my gear nerd. So if we ever want to talk about guitars or any kind of technical questions or anything, I go directly to him. So he's definitely nerded out about guitar things over the years.
Awesome. And yeah, I don't know, is there anything in general about your music and the stuff that you perform with others or share with others that you kind of hope people will take away from what you offer musically?
Yeah, just really trying to create my own unique sound, which is hard to do, especially in the day and age we are now with like access to social media. It's a blessing and a curse because you see so many people out there that are great, but it's hard like trying to create your own sound because you get influenced by so many other people and you hear so many other sounds. So yeah, just really trying to create my own sound is the biggest thing. And I would say my strong suit is my vocal range. I can sing anywhere from like a low bass to like a high baritone. So I've always been like complimented by people on my ability to sing, and so my guitar playing and technical skills are definitely catching up, which I'm glad about.
Sure. And yeah, in general, are there any just projects or other performances in general or other things about your music career that you want people to know about or that you want to add?
Yeah, I'm also playing Upslope Brewery at the end of January as well. I think it's the same week. I would have to check on the date. I should know that off the top of my head. But yeah, just really trying to play as much as I can, get out there. And I recently got like a small recording mic, so I'm really excited to like lay down some tracks and get some stuff on the web, see what people think about it.
Sweet. And I don't know, I think those are the big questions that I have on my end.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm playing UC Brews on the 25th from 2 to 4 p.m. on the patio. It is a heated patio, and they have really good food and beers. So I'd love for anybody to come out and hear my music. That would be much appreciated. And then I'm also playing Upslope Brewery, the Lee Hill location. I'm playing Friday the 30th at 6 p.m.
Sweet.
There's actually something I forgot to add here. My friend who initially connected me with you, Sarah Minto Sparks, she's definitely definitely an inspirational musician personally that I know, and I really hope her music career takes off because she just writes some beautiful music and plays guitar really well and has an excellent voice. And we played a lot over the past year or two, and hopefully get some more set in stone projects and shows as a duo going forward. So I really appreciate her and the community that she has that I found through the Oakley Art House. That's a really special place to go hang out and listen to music and make connections. So I'm really grateful for her and all my other Colorado musician friends.
That's awesome. I've interviewed Sarah too. Were you in that same fellowship with her?
So I do not live at the Oakley Art House. I've just I met all those people through her. I actually it was a funny story. I was out with friends one night at there's a brewery, Vision Quest, that has an open mic, and a couple of years ago I was just meeting up there with some friends just to play cards. We were doing that every week, but we decided to switch nights one week, and I show up and there was an open mic which I had no idea about. I met the guy running the open mic and I was like, hey, do you have any spots left? And I had just come from a bluegrass pick, so I had my guitar in the car, and he's like, yeah, if you want to play last, I got a slot for you. And then I played, and then after that she came up to me and she's like, yeah, you're so good, let's play together. And that's kind of how that relationship started.
That's awesome. It's always cool to get those connections going, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You never know what's going to come of something. I have another friend, Travis Lawson. You can always see him at shows wearing the watermelon hat. Pretty much any bluegrass country show he's had. But he's been really supportive in my career, my music career. He has always invited me to play with ensembles, and it's just really, really awesome guy to know because he has a lot of great connections in the Colorado music scene and beyond.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, I really appreciate talking to you. I'm really excited about this and really appreciate what you're doing to help local musicians hopefully get to the next step.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for coming on board and joining us for the periodical and for the podcast. This is really great.
Thank you so much to Joey for coming on board and joining us for the podcast. He'll be performing live at Busey Brews, located at 70 East 1st Street in Nederland on Sunday, January 25th, 2026, starting at 2 p.m. Be sure to keep an eye out for other performances of his, including his show at Upslope Brewing Company, and you can keep up with his music efforts at jpalermino_music on Instagram. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to this week's Music of the Mountains, Where to Be and What to See, brought to you by the Mountain Ear Podcast. We'll be back very soon with another episode of the podcast. If you want to learn more about other musicians mentioned in this episode, be sure to check out previous episodes to hear my interviews with Sarah Mento Sparks, Brandy Ray to promote Brandy Wine and the Mighty Finds, and Joshua Ray and Matthew Earl to promote their duo performance. If you want to support local news from peak to peak, then be sure to head to the mtnear.com and click on the subscribe button in the top right corner of our homepage. From there, you'll get full access to our digital archives and scanned copies of the physical newspaper. And you can choose to send a physical subscription to your mailbox or to the mailbox of someone that you love. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast, too, wherever you're currently listening. You can get it wherever you listen to podcasts. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Podchaser, the works. Be sure to share this around with whoever you see fit. And if you have any questions or suggestions for us, then please email me at media@themountaineer.com and or my co-host Tyler Hickman at tyler@themountaineer.com. If you have any other general inquiries, then be sure to reach out to our editor-in-chief, Barbara Hart, at info@themountaineer.com or to our front desk at frontdesk@themountaineer.com. And finally, be sure to support us on YouTube and Facebook and follow us on Instagram at mtn.ear. Keep an ear out for the next episode, and we'll see you guys very soon. And now, to close us out, here's a live performance from Joey of The Devil Wears a Suit and Tie by Coulter Ward.
Met a man out in the sticks of good old Miss. He drove a Series 10 Cadillac and wore a cigar on his lips. Don't you know the devil wears a suit and tie? I saw him driving down 61 in early July. White as a cotton field, sharp as a knife. I heard him howling as he passed me by. I know you, I I know you, young man.
And that's it for our show. Subscribe online to get more access to more news, weekly updates to our community calendar, and a link to our YouTube channel by visiting themountaineer.com. Be sure to use the coupon code PODCAST when subscribing for a 10% discount, only available to our listeners. If you are in the local Peak to Peak area, be sure to pick up a print edition of The Mountaineer at a local business. I'm Dango Rose. Thank you for listening.